Online Class Philippines. Hi guys, welcome to English 7. Today, we're going to talk about simple past tense. Be reminded that tense means time. Again, tense means time. The tense of a verb tells you when a person did something or when something existed or happened. In English, there are three main tenses: the present, the past, and the future. Simple past tense. The simple past is a verb tense that is used to talk about things that happened or existed before now. The simple past tense shows that you are talking about something that has already happened. Now, how to formulate simple past tense. So the first step that I will be giving you is add ed to most verbs. For regular verbs, add ed to the root form of the verb or just d if the root form already ends in an e or letter e. For example, base form we have enjoy, and the past tense we add ed to make it enjoyed. Walk into walk with ed. Listen to listen with ed. End to ended with ed. Cook to cook with ed. Be reminded of the sound of the ed. It varies from time to time. Sometimes it sounds like t or d or tuk. Now, let's have the base form plus d, meaning they already end in e, as you could observe in the following words. Example, decide into decided. Taste is to tasted. Raise is to raise. Close is to close. Hate is to hated. Another tip. Number 2. For irregular verbs, things get more complicated. The simple past tense of some irregular verbs look exactly like the root, so it will not change at all. Let's try to look at the example. The base form and the simple past have the same spelling. The base form is quit, and the simple past will be quit. Set is to set. Spread is to spread. Split to split. Burst is to burst. Another. Some irregular verbs completely change its spelling when changed to its simple past tense, so sometimes the word changed its spelling. For example, the base form is come. Now when you do it or make it a simple past tense, it needs to change a part of the letter, part of the word, or it will change the spelling into came. The O became A. Now, think is to taught. Make is to made. Give will be gave. Get is to got. So there, we change the spelling when we make it a simple past tense. Another. For irregular verbs, including the verb to be, the simple past forms are more erratic. Example, in the base form we have the is. When we have the simple past, we have was. Are will be where. Has would be had. Does will be did. Am will be was. Now, when do we use simple past tense? So the first place or the first thing or the first event that we are going to use this is when it is about completed action in the past. Again, completed action in the past. Now I have here a graph. So we have the past, the present, and the future. The middle is the present, so meaning it happened during the past, not today. That's why it's simple past. Use the simple past to express the idea that an action is started and finished at a specific time in the past. So meaning it is already done or it is finished. Sometimes the speaker may not actually mention the specific time, but they do have one specific time in mind. For example, I saw a movie yesterday. So we use the word saw. That is the past tense of see. Next, last year I traveled to Japan. So we use the word travel. So this is the past tense of the word travel. 3. She washed her hand, or car rather. So we use the word wash. That is the past tense of wash. As you could observe, things happened already in the past. We have the yesterday, we have the last year. However, in number 3, there is no time signal, but the writer has a specific point in his mind that it happened before. Now, second thing or second consideration, we use the past tense for a series of completed action. Again, a series of completed actions, so meaning the action was already completed. For example, we have the past, the present, and the future. As you can see, I have there 3x, 1, 2, and 3. So these things happened, or this series of actions was completed beforehand. So we use the simple past to list a series of completed action in the past. These actions happened first, second, third, fourth, and so on. Example, I finished work. So that is the first thing. Walked to the beach. Second thing. And found a nice place to swim. As you can observe, we have 3 past tense or verbs here that are in past tense. We have the finish, walk, and found. These are series of events that happened before. Next, number 2. He arrived from the airport at 8 o'clock, checked into the hotel at 9 o'clock, and met the others at 10 o'clock. So we have arrived, checked, and met. These 3 verbs show things that happened simultaneously in the past. But again, they are already finished. Next, number 3. Did you add flour? Pour in the milk and then add the egg. So we have the did and the pour. So this too happened in the past, but they're already finished before the present time. Next, we use simple past tense for the duration in the past. Now, as you could see in the picture, the past happened, then it goes together for a little bit longer, but again, it was done or finished before the present time. The simple past can be used with a duration which starts and stops in the past. So it happened, it started and stopped already in the past. A duration is a longer action often indicated by expressions such as for 2 years, for 5 minutes, all day, all year, or other. Example, I lived in Brazil for 2 years. So we use the word live because it was already 2 years that it happened. So it happened a long time ago or 2 years before. Then Shauna studied Japanese for 5 years. So it happened for 5 years, but remember, it was already finished. Next, they sat at the beach all day. So the word sat is a past tense of sit, and it happened all day. So it happened in a simultaneous event, but again, it was finished before the present time. Next, we also use simple past tense on the habits in the past. So, like here, we have 5x, so meaning these are continuous things or the things you always do, but that will be in the past, not anymore today. The simple past can also be used to describe a habit which is stopped in the past. So this was a continuous process or the thing that you do every day or now and then in the past. So not anymore today. It can have the same meaning as used to. To make it clear that we are talking about a habit, we often add expressions such as always, often, usually, never, when I was a child, when I was younger, and other more. Example, I studied French when I was a child. So the word studied there is a past tense, and the time that you used that or you did that was when you were a child. Next, he played the violin. Third, he didn't play the piano. So playing instrument is a habit. It does not happen in just a single stamp of time. It happens every day, maybe as you practice and you go along with playing the instrument. Next, we use simple past tense for past facts or generalizations. Example here, it's happened in the past and it is almost reaching the present, but it was already finished again. It took a long time. The simple past can also be used to describe past facts or generalization which are no longer true. So it is true before, but today we found out that it is no longer true. As in use number 4 above, this use of the simple past is quite similar to the expression used to. For example, she was shy as a child, but now she is very outgoing. So she was shy as a child, that is the thing that happened before. But now she is very outgoing. Next, he didn't like tomatoes before. Next, people paid much more to make cell phone calls in the past. Well, I hope you learned something today. And I'm so excited to see you next time. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye-bye.